from our sacred space to yours.
Welcome to Conscious Conversations.
We experienced some technical difficulties last week.
Yes.
And our topic for today is how to raise your vibrations. So a lot of people might be familiar with the term vibes and good vibes, and that's a really like happening quote and stuff. But we really want to break it down and talk to you a little bit about what vibrations actually means. What is this energy that we're speaking of? Ways to deal and shift your vibrations. So if you're maybe having a low vibration day, how to work with that and identify what's going on for you when these symptoms, as we are calling them, arise. And of course, we're going to share some of our own experiences because sharing our truth is why we're here on this beautiful channel and speaking to all of you.
Yeah.
And please stay tuned, stick around until the end of the episode for a little reading and a message from Oracle and from Divine Source.
So when we talk about vibrations, it's not just a Marky Mark good vibration song. We all know that song. It's so good.
We have a song for our episode. Yes.
It's such a good vibration. Yep. Okay, so what does vibrations mean? It is energy that we have within us. So just like plants and animals, the sun, the moon, everything that emits energy, we are the same thing. We're made of the same thing.
Yeah.
So we will talk about some of the examples of what low energy and high energy looks like and some of the symptoms of it. But that's basically the short version
Of a very
non-scientific,
yeah, I was gonna say
non-scientific version of what vibrations mean.
Yeah, of course, if you're interested and you want to go into atoms and all those fun things, like I think I slept through that class. I don't know. But for me, like the vibrations is something I feel. You know, if you've ever walked into a room and said, "Oh my gosh, you know, I feel weird in here." Those are vibrations. So people, everything. Kind of emits this, these vibes, like Jen was saying. So it's like a frequency, and we all vibrate at different frequencies. So that's why a rock is just a rock and can't really talk to us with words, but you can have like a dialogue for sure with a rock. Sure, and crystals.
We've totally done it.
I've done it. Trees, like my best friends. But when it comes to people, they're emitting like a different frequency, and it's vibrating at a different level. So sometimes you'll notice like you feel kind of strange with someone, or you feel super connected to somebody. So vibrations are this kind of unique fingerprint to each and every person, but then each and every atom and molecule, and if you really go into it. So it's really interesting that we kind of, with our awareness and consciousness, we're able to shift and understand, when we're feeling this way, and then consciously make a shift to a different vibration. If we're feeling something low, and that's not really a good vibing energy for us, to something that is happy and lively, and we can realign because we're so connected to Divine Source in that way.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, I think the more you're aware of your vibrations, the more you're able to create a better life for yourself. I mean, if you feel like we'll talk about the symptoms, but if you're feeling any one of those symptoms, you know that you're feeling like a low vibe, or if you're feeling a high vibe, you know that you're in line with where you are in life and living your authentic life. And that's the whole point of understanding your vibrations, because it's so powerful, and you actually withhold the power within you to change everything around you. Not just yourself, but your vibes affect everything around you, including plants, animals, and people. So it's important to keep those vibes high, because you're going to attract the same thing. That's a whole nother channel of law of attraction. Yes. But it is all related.
We'll get there.
We'll definitely get there.
I love that you said that, though, about, this, it kind of will change like the whole course of your life once you raise your vibrations. That was one of the things, I remember saying at the beginning of the year, we all make like resolutions and set intentions and all that. And one of the things for me was, raise the collective consciousness. And it was like a big I don't even know where it came from really, but
it's beautiful.
It's a big undertaking, but for me, what it means is working in this line of soul work or light work, but connecting with each person on a soul level to help encourage you raise your own vibrations, because until we understand that we have to make a shift as a collective consciousness, as a collective human body, then we'll always kind of run into the same history, will always be repeated over and over again. So it's like true. This episode is not just about how do I feel good for a day. This is about shifting your life so that you're aligned with the beautiful frequency of Mother Nature and divine source, so that you can walk this walk with truth and dignity and with grace and with love.
Absolutely.
So raising your vibrations is a big deal. So if you've never watched our episodes before, please stick around. This one is important.
This is a very good one. And I like what you said too, that it's not just a temporary thing. It's not like, how do I feel good for the day? It's really shifting your energy field. It's huge, and it's incredible that we have that ability as long as we're aware and conscious of it. Yes. So that's why we're going to give you some tips on how to get to that shift, but it's up to you to stay in that shift.
Yes.
So we gotta. It's a bit of work. It's a bit of work. But if you want to be happy and live your authentic, true, beautiful life, this is what you got to do, right? You can't depend on anyone to give you that. It's all on you. Yes. It's all on you. And when we raise our vibrations, like I said, we affect everything and everyone around us, and we will be helping to raise the vibrations of our planet, of our earth. And the more we do it collectively, I imagine the earth, Mother Earth, is beaming with energy like this. Yeah. Ooh, with love, with so much positive energy, positive love, and compassion all together. And it just creates world peace, but we all have to get there. And there's tons of people in the world. So it takes
a lot of work to
take time, but one person at a time. And you'll feel good for yourself, but you don't even realize you're actually making a huge difference in the world and the energy of the world.
Yeah. So we'll give you some examples of what low vibration might look like. And I'm sure at one time or another we've experienced this. So Jen, if you want to...
We'll definitely talk a little bit about our experiences as well. Yes. But low vibration looks like anxiety. It looks like depression. It looks like sadness and anger. That's what it really looks like. So the symptoms also of low vibration is sadness and retreating, being to yourself, loss of sleep,
poor health choices,
like your food choices, your drinking choices, and et cetera, so poor health choices. Other symptoms, just not feeling like yourself, and having like a very unusual kind of negative viewpoint of your life and of the world. So that's how you're on like a low vibe, which is okay in a sense that don't judge yourself, because we're all human and we're all going to go through it. We all do go through it.
Of course.
And that's totally okay. But if you're conscious of it, you have the power within yourself to make the shift into a higher vibes, which you deserve.
Yes.
And I deserve.
Yes.
And the world deserves.
Absolutely. Yeah. So some high vibes.
Yes. So examples of high vibes is feeling at peace, feeling happiness, feeling compassionate for and empathy for others, just good feelings and a good outlook on life, good health choices, good food choices. So those are some examples of high vibes. And yes,
some symptoms.
The symptoms of high vibes would be happiness, of course.
Yeah.
Laughter, smiling, you glow literally.
Yes.
Like you can walk into the room and
people notice.
Yeah, they notice.
Even as vain as it is to say, maybe like I've had experiences where it's like, okay, I didn't feel my best. So that whole notion of you need to look good to feel good, I think we kind of got it backwards.
Yeah.
And we've been kind of playing on that for a really long time, that, you know, maybe if I dress this way or just put on this makeup or do my hair this way. But really the opposite is true, and the contrary is true, because when you're radiating from within and you're emitting that energy, whatever your hair looks like, girl or guy, you are high vibing. And so people will see the energy. They see past that. It's almost like they see and feel your soul. So that's a really beautiful experience, because you see the person literally for who they are within, and not for what they look like. So, high vibes just means you're in alignment. You are with the divine source, or in spirit, or inspired. So it's a very high vibrational kind of feeling, and you'll notice the trajectory of your path when you're in high vibes or low vibes. You know, high vibes, you want to do things, you're setting goals, you're very motivated. You know, low vibes is like Jen said, you're retreating, but you're unmotivated. You kind of, I give up, or I don't want to do that anymore. So really take note in your life where this is showing up for you. And we really hope that we can help you make some shifts in your own lives with some of our tips and ways that we've been able to do that for ourselves.
Yes, absolutely. So an example of very recently, aka today, I woke up feeling good. And nothing triggered me to feel low vibes, but I felt very low. I was very tired. I was not motivated. I was very sleepy. And nothing has changed out of my routine. I didn't go to bed later. Nothing triggered me. No one triggered me. It's just my energy was low. And to make the shift, what I did was, on my lunch break at work, I brought myself to Whole Foods, which has become my new happy place. And I just wanted to be around the vibes of the healthy foods and the plants and the oils and the Himalayan salt lamps. And they all emit their own energy, and I just I kind of wanted to soak it up. So I went in there and I bought myself some flowers right beside our little Buddha.
Yes.
And I just spent some time with myself, went for a little walk, didn't have a destination. I was just walking a little aimlessly, but it was so nice and very peaceful to connect. I was connecting today, I felt, with the wind. It was really windy, but I was really feeling it on every cell of my body. And I felt really like the wind was taking it away with it. So it was nice, and the point is to stick with that high vibe, because I was feeling really good. So I went back to work, and I just decided to kind of let go. And I was laughing a lot with my coworkers. Laughter is so good for the soul, and we'll talk about that's one of the tips for
raising your vibes
is laughing and just letting go and being silly and making jokes and not taking life so seriously. So that's what I did. And I still feel like I'm recovering, like I'm hanging in there. And that's okay. I'm not going to judge myself for that, because we're all human. But I do try to do certain things to raise it, and I'm going to continue to do it for the rest of the evening and for the rest of my days. That's what my goal is to raise my vibrations, because I want to be happy. I want to be at peace, and I want to help the vibrations of the world as well.
Absolutely.
So it's so interesting how this episode happened on a day that I was feeling very low energy and very low vibes. So it's very fitting.
Yeah, it's just perfect how it happens.
Yeah.
I mean, we've said it before, and it's we will just be students of this work forever, and we're never going to be experts per se, and I don't think I want to be an expert, because it's really fun be on the journey and learn. So I know it's so it took a push, kind of.
It did.
But this engaging in something that fills your soul is also one of our tips that will shift the vibe completely. So I'm going to share one. There's so many. This is a hard one to share, because it's showing my weaknesses.
It's not a weakness.
It's not a weakness. Yeah, catch that.
It's really being like, I know we're being very vulnerable.
It is,
you
yeah.
know, in front of all of y'all. But we trust you, and you know, this is all a part of our growth, and we're just on this journey together, and we're learning our lessons as we go along.
Yeah.
You know why she's having a hard time? Because Heather is always high vibes, which is amazing.
I can't do.
No, I know you know. So it's one thing to shift your vibrations from low to high, but it's another thing to maintain it and to stay in that shift. And this is where Master Heather,
Master speaking,
comes in, because she is able to maintain high vibes. Like I rarely ever see her in low vibes.
Low vibes.
Low
You're
vibes.
so cute.
Yeah, but it's true. So how do you maintain your high vibes?
I mean, it does happen. I'm not gonna lie. Of course, it does happen to me. But to maintain high vibes does take a lot of like ritual practice, like setting something every day, like that you're consistent with, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But something that I do is like I really greet the day with so much excitement. So I have like high expectations for my day.
That's so precious.
Yeah, and it's not like, oh, you know, it's gonna be like this because I say so. Like not in that way. Just like, oh my gosh, the sun is rising. Like, oh my, like I'm one of those people that just like freak out over everything. Like my whole family will tell you. Like I'm always excited about everything, because it's like, for me, it is I wrote about this actually this week. Like it is the biggest and best greeting and for your life. Like it's the best way to thank your life for your life almost. So it's like, for me, staying high vibes is like, wow, I'm excited. And it's like gratitude, but like 2.0.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you.
And how do you do that? Like, how do you, like, what are your rituals?
So my rituals entail meditation.
What are your secrets?
Yes, my secrets. I will tell you. No. Meditation is one of them. I do like a little ritual in my sacred space where I like say a prayer and I like say my thank yous, and I just really connect like with my body, with myself, with my just like the world around me, I feel. And then I go into my meditation practice. Sometimes I do like a card reading or something just to like, you know, just to start the day. But really, like I don't know what it is. Like I feel like I've been this way since like a very young age, but it's like I am just excited. Like I wake up like happy. Like but it's true. Like it's a gift, you know what I mean? It really is so precious. And I can't say, you know, it's all the time, but I really try to be mindful of like, this is my one life in this body, and it is so precious. So yeah, staying in that excitement is remembering all of these things and coming back to my truth and being connected with love and divine source. So yeah, it takes a lot of uncovering and unveiling and unmasking to come back to just your simple, authentic self. And there you're always just happy. You're high vibes.
Yeah, high vibes, always. I love that. And I think, you know, being grateful right from the first moment you wake up is such a big thing. I think that really sets the tone for the day.
What we do sometimes is like we put roadblocks and things in our own mind in our own way, you know, because I catch myself when that happens. So maybe it's like you never get to see me because I catch it before I take the fall.
There. Yeah.
Because it's like the what ifs, the worries, the fears. Of course, there's all those layers, but that's what I'm saying. When you're unmasking and unveiling, when you come down to just your basic self and you're connected to divine source, which for me is like, oh my gosh, I don't know, the ultimate of all ultimates. Like you just cannot feel, you're just inspired. Like that's, when I say excited, I think it's because I don't have another word to describe it. It's just, you're so aligned. You're so in flow with the universe. Everything is just, it's vibing with you, for you, because of you, as you are it. So it's like, you feel the oneness. So once we start to put the other things in front of what our truth is really, then we have those feelings of low vibrations. We set ourselves backwards, but it's usually done in our mind versus like,
Yeah.
you know, and then it translates energetically, and then that translates and manifests even further to maybe, sorry, it's just kicking things.
Sorry. It's my low vibes. My feet are dancing over here.
See, are you excited?
Yeah, of course I'm excited.
Yeah. So there are so many layers, and again, we will go into it a little deeper maybe in further episodes, like how this manifests in other areas of our lives. Excuse me, but yeah, sorry, it was just to speak to that, like what happens, how do we wake up one way, and then it's like, you know, we have that
It's
shift.
Like we call it a funk sometimes, where it's like just comes out of nowhere, but it is true. Like it's important to be mindful and to catch it before it happens, and if you fall like I fell, it's okay, but it's good to practice our tips because it'll help you raise those vibrations. And to maintain it takes a daily practice, clearly.
Yeah.
And it starts from the moment you wake up to the moment you fall asleep. It's about being mindful of your thoughts, because they do transmit into energy, and that's what you're emitting to yourself, to others. So it's all connected. It's all connected. We're going to share some tips to help you raise your vibrations.
So one way you can raise your vibration for me is like engaging in uplifting forms of media. So that could be like the movies you're watching, the music you're listening to, anything to do with an external like source coming into your beautiful eyes and mind and conscious and subconscious. Make sure you're really like vigilant on what you're putting into your body in that regard, because I can feel when I'm watching like a scary movie or, you know, a sad movie, horror, anything like that. I'm different.
Yeah.
It's shifted because I can feel the energy. It's almost like it's happening in real life, and somewhere maybe it, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just like, be very careful. Filter what you let into your sacred temple and your sacred space.
Totally. Another way to raise your vibrations is healthy food choices. So I know when we're feeling low, what's the first thing we go for? Ice cream, chips, burgers, French fries, all these greasy foods. And you know what? It actually has a very negative effect on us, and not only for our health, but for our vibes and our energy. We feel very lethargic. We feel very guilty. We feel low, and just it's not positive. So when I went to Whole Foods today, I got us some vegan mac and cheese, which I'm really excited to try. It's on the stove, and it's literally calling my name right now. But it's good, healthy choices. I know mac and cheese doesn't sound healthy, but the fact that it's animal-free, cruelty-free, that is a positive health choice. So
another suggestion is taking a solo retreat. So I find that we've gotten very uncomfortable with being by ourselves. Being alone is kind of like a scary concept to a lot of people. I like pride myself on solo retreats. Like, I love going places alone. I will go to restaurants by myself. I will go for hikes by myself in the woods. A little bit scary. I almost got lost, but a nice group of people found me. So be safe on your solo retreat. But solo retreats are wonderful for connecting to you, and maybe try not to have any distractions. Like, not a solo retreat like you're on your phone for 5 hours by yourself. Like, really take the time to be with yourself and reconnect, get grounded. I think it's so important, and we really don't do it enough.
I think that's a great tip. I like that a lot. And reconnecting with nature, because nature's energy is just always positive. So that's perfect.
That's like 2 in 1 you got there.
Oh yeah, that's a big one. So give that one a try. Singing and dancing.
Yes.
Creative expression through art. Any form of creative expression is so good to raise your vibrations.
Yes.
I mean, how do you feel when you're singing in the shower?
Good vibration.
You're feeling good. You're feeling like Beyonce, and you know.
I sound like her in the shower. I do.
I love that. You know, you feel just so good, and you're like listening to music. And sometimes try to find music with a higher frequency. There's actually, you can look up playlists with a higher BPM, beats per minute, and it will raise your vibration.
Another one is the gratitude shift. So sometimes when we're in that space of lack, or resentment or fear or anger or whatever kind of low energy or low vibes we're feeling, take it back to what you're thankful for. Remember what, how beautiful life is and how much you are just excited to be alive, for your breath, for the trees, whatever little or big thing it is, make that shift. Because usually, in every book you read in this kind of spiritual context, they always talk about making a gratitude list or anything like that. And it's because that shift brings you back into alignment with your true self. It brings you back into alignment with your high vibration. So try it next time you're feeling low.
Another one that I think helps with raising vibrations is if you don't have a pet of your own, go to a pet store, go to a farm, visit a friend who has a pet, and mindfully pet them. If you're not afraid, and it's okay if you are, that's okay. But mindfully pet them, because they emit the most loving, positive energy always, and they are so excited to have you even give them a little bit of your attention.
So cute.
And it's just an automatic shift. So I highly recommend that one too.
I love that. And I guess the last one we'll say is keeping or creating your sacred space. I know we talked about it in one of our first episodes, but having that place where you can go and retreat and practice some of your rituals, be it meditation or your gratitude list or your vision boarding or whatever is kind of speaking to your soul, engaging in that soulful activity, that one-on-one with yourself in a space that is already high energy and high vibing, will bring you back into alignment. My space in my basement, I've shared it on our Instagram page, and our sacred space here. Everybody who comes down to my space, that's the first thing they say is, oh my gosh, I love this energy. Like, can I live here? So, and it's in a basement, which typically people are like, oh, I don't like basements. But that is just concrete proof of what the shift of high vibration or low vibration to high vibration can do. And that's just in a space. Imagine what it could do for your internal space in your temple.
And the effect that we have on spaces, on people.
Yes. Yeah, big time. So
that's lovely.
Yeah, I think that's beautiful. And if you want more information, or if you want to talk to us about something specific that you're going through, and maybe you feel like, could this be just I'm in a low vibe, how do I make the shift, or is it something bigger, please reach out to us. We would love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
And we're always here for you.
So we have a card reading for you in relation to this wonderful topic of raising your vibration. So Heather has this beautiful deck for you.
Yes.
And while she's shuffling with her intention, I do want to say this lovely note that we wrote up today, that raising your vibrations equals living your authentic life, which equals happiness and inner peace, and which equals a high vibing world. Wow, that's a huge equation.
Woo!
Huge! Beautiful, 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 beautiful.
Okay, so, raising our vibes. This is the Ace of Cups, which is emotional fulfillment, and it's like overflowing, and it's just like, oh my gosh, water is, relationships, emotional connections, all of that stuff. So when you raise your vibes, this is what happens.
Abundance.
Magic. I don't know how this happens.
We're just connected.
So from our sacred space to yours.
Sending you with so much love and light. Always.
Always. Namaste.